Hello, I'm Governor Gary Herbert, and it's indeed an honor to join with you this Veterans Day to pay tribute to Utah's VIPs, our veterans. In Utah, we proudly honor and recognize all those who have worn the uniform. Today and every day, we salute and thank veterans in Utah for their sacrifice. In addition to celebrating Veterans Day this year, we also have had the privilege of commemorating another important milestone, the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, the most deadly conflict in human history. As governor, I am proud of the role Utah veterans played in helping the United States and our allies win the Second World War. Utah soldiers helped storm the beaches of Normandy. They fought on the sands of Iwo Jima and Okinawa, and they thwarted the Nazi offensive at the Battle of the Bulge. But it's not just World War II. Utah veterans have served heroically in all of America's conflicts. At Chosin Reservoir in Korea, the Battle of Khe Sanh in Vietnam, in the desert in the streets of Baghdad during the Iraq War, and at Kandahar in Afghanistan, just to name a few. Wherever Utahns have served, they have stood firm in the defense of freedom, not just protecting our liberties, but also helping liberate and inspire freedom-loving people around the world. No one knows better than our military veterans and their loved ones the cost of those fights. No one knows better than they that freedom isn't free, that it requires constant vigilance. Indeed, Utah veterans are all around us, our family members, our friends, and our neighbors. They are Utahns like United States Air Force Colonel Gail Halverson, the famous candy bomber who just turned 100 years old and who rose to fame in 1948 by airdropping candy to German children during the Berlin airlift. That earned him the lasting affection of free West Berlin and of a freedom-loving people around the world. There are Utahns like my good friend Paul Schoonover of Pleasant Grove, who served in the Marines and lost his spleen and half a kidney to an enemy sniper's bullet in Vietnam. In Utah, we number more than 150,000 veterans. Without their service, along with other brave veterans across the country, there wouldn't be a United States of America. Moreover, without their continued service in civilian life, Utah would not be the best place in America to live, to work, and to raise a family. Like the first Armistice Day in 1918, amidst the Spanish flu, this year's Veterans Day will take place during a pandemic and will be unlike any other. Due to COVID-19, we cannot come together to celebrate and to honor and thank our veterans for their service and sacrifice. Despite the fact that we cannot be physically together, it is important that we go out of our way to recognize our veterans. In our urgency to respond to the coronavirus, it's easy to lose sight of the terrible toll isolation is taking on veterans in our community, especially older veterans who may live alone or in a long-term care facility. During times of physical distancing, it is normal to have increased feelings of loneliness, sadness, fear, or anxiety. People who are isolated at home may enjoy their familiar surroundings and the care of a family member, but they may be denied visits with friends and children and grandchildren. This is especially true for our World War II, Korean, and Vietnam veterans. So I encourage all Utahns to make time to call or to FaceTime your family members or neighbors who have served. I especially want to acknowledge those veterans living in Utah's 4 veterans nursing homes. We thank the staff for their service and their dedication in helping these veterans and their families during these difficult and challenging times. I also would like to recognize the citizen soldiers of the Utah National Guard, who in addition to deploying on overseas missions, have responded on an unprecedented level to the pandemic, to the earthquakes, to fires, to windstorms, and to civil unrest over the past year. We can never repay our veterans for their service and sacrifices, but we must never, ever forget what they have done and what they continue to do. To those who have served in uniform, we express our gratitude for your service and sacrifice in protecting the freedoms that we enjoy and too often take for granted. Thank you for defending our liberties and for rising to meet the challenges of freedom in our day. Thank you for inspiring us to rise and meet the challenges of our own time and for paving the way for our children and our grandchildren to be able to meet their challenges. May God bless you for your sacrifice and service. May God bless the great state of Utah, and may God bless the United States of America.